Hey guys, I'm here starting a new video series called Enlightenment Reloaded, and that's kind of a weird name, I know, so you might be wondering what the heck does that mean? Well, I think most people are at least familiar with the word enlightenment, although that's a pretty elusive word in and of itself. Reloaded just means we're doing it again. We're reloading the concept, the idea of enlightenment. Yeah, I kind of got it from the Matrix. Of course, there's going to be that, correlation, and that's intentional because I do think we kind of are living in a Matrix reality, and that enlightenment is raising our consciousness above that Matrix reality. So enlightenment is a little bit, like I said, it's elusive. People have been trying to achieve it and attain it for hundreds, if not thousands of years. And I don't know if any of us probably have the same definition of what enlightenment is or what it really means. So I'm just going to share what it means to me, and maybe you'll gain something from it. So to me, enlightenment is about raising your consciousness above this 3D reality, distortion, limitation, matrix reality, whatever you may consider it, just this low vibration reality that we find ourselves in. And really raising our consciousness to that pure Christ consciousness, that pure oneness consciousness, where all is light, all is love, all is peace, all is joy, and there's no, duality. We don't have to have light, dark to have light. We don't have to have bad to have good. We don't have to have wrong to have right. It's just full expression. So the difference that I think of it is oneness is like all the spectrum of the rainbow. All the different colors, you still have lots of variety. Purple is not orange and yellow is not green. However, black is not part of the rainbow, okay? So black is the absence of light. Black is not part of the rainbow. So we can have everything in oneness, but darkness is the absence of light, the absence of that oneness, and that's kind of what we find in this reality. So enlightenment to me is not about sitting on a mountaintop somewhere and meditating for 16 hours a day. It's not about escapism. It's not about not wanting to deal with, all the conflict and the war and the issues that we find ourselves living in. Enlightenment to me is about really connecting to that part of ourselves that resides in God consciousness or Christ consciousness, and then bringing that wisdom and light down into this reality to help shift this reality by raising the vibration. So it is important to connect with your higher self. Of course, part of the formula is really developing that inner relationship. That relationship with yourself that sees the bigger picture, that's connected to pure consciousness, that's not limited by, well, if I have more, then she has less, or if she has more, I have less. There's no, thought of that. Everybody gets everything that they want in oneness consciousness and in enlightenment. So the way to achieve enlightenment, in my opinion, because like I said, this is just my ideas, is to let go of our ego attachments to this, duality reality. Duality means right, good, bad, right, wrong, black, white. So in this duality thinking, we would either be, the one that's been wronged or the one that's in the right, the one that has or the one that doesn't have. And so we really get attached to those duality double sides. I either need to have more, so I'm very ambitious, and it's about getting the house and getting the car and getting the girl and getting all the money and making my bank account fat, so that I'm in that white part of duality, or I'm the victim and I can never have enough money and people always pick on me and I'm abused and I'm, all of that. And I'm the don't haves or the victim mentality. Attachment to either one will never allow you to achieve enlightenment. Enlightenment is rising above both of those concepts, both of those duality, juxtaposition, polar opposites, and realizing that the real truth is something completely different than that. And that by connecting to that, you can escape this illusion of the haves and the don't haves, the winners and the losers. But it's really difficult to do because we have all of this negative emotion stuck in our energy field. So it's in our subconscious mind, it's in our energy body, it could be from past lives, it could be from hereditary. And as long as we're attached to those stories, or as long as we haven't cleared out those negative emotions, it's really going to be difficult to achieve enlightenment. Now, occasionally somebody will have a spontaneous enlightenment experience, but that doesn't mean that they're going to stay in that enlightened state all the time. They may have a few hours or a day of this enlightenment experience, which is amazingly beautiful, miraculous, but that still to be able to maintain that connection in a way that really changes your life and changes the people around you, you have to continually develop that relationship with your inner self and do the work to clear out anything that's getting in the way of that. Because yes, in meditation, it's not uncommon to have a really beautiful experience of connection to your higher self. But then we come out of meditation, and now we've got all this limitation in our thinking, and our, all this pain and ego and attachment. And so the more we clear that out, it's kind of like having a beautiful, we can see this beautiful landscape. Life is completely beautiful. But between us and that reality, which is the real truth, the real reality, is all beautiful and perfect, but we're looking through this window that's got mud all over it. And we can't, we see this very distorted picture of beauty and truth. There's a quote, beauty is truth and truth is beauty. And that is true, because the real truth of life, of God, of the universe, is completely beautiful, completely perfect peace, joy, love. But we're seeing through all this muck and this mire of our negative emotions and stories and limiting beliefs and ego attachment. And so the more we can clear that out and just let go of that attachment, that's why Buddha talked about letting go of attachment. It's not only letting go of attachment to suffering, it's also letting go of attachment to the ambition and the greed, because both of them are keeping you from the real truth that's so much more amazing, so much more beautiful than anything this world can offer you. And Jesus said, seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all these things will be added unto you. He didn't worry about money, because guess what? He was an enlightened being. His consciousness was so high that he could turn 5 loaves and 2 fish into enough to feed 5,000 people. When you really are living in that connection and you know that you can manifest anything you want, it's pointless. It would be absurd for Jesus to try to get a job and make a lot of money and be successful. His power was so much higher than that it shows us the ridiculousness of that illusion. And yet we're all so caught up in it. Money is probably the most powerful religion, because it's the biggest distraction from the real truth of perfection. So enlightenment, to me, is developing and then maintaining and clearing anything out that would hinder your relationship with your own divine self, bringing that energy, that vibration into the everyday world, and living in that peace, living in that joy, living in that love and light in every moment, and beginning to raise the vibration of the whole earth so that we can shatter this reality paradigm, clear all that mud and limitation and the patterns and the distortion out, and create heaven on earth. So I don't think it's really a singular journey. I think it's a collective journey. Obviously, we have to do our own work. Nobody can achieve enlightenment for you. That's something you have to do. Your preacher can't do it. Your teacher can't do it. Your wife, your husband, your sister can't do it. You have to embark on this journey yourself. But we are all one, and as we raise our vibration, and as we do it together, we will shift the whole paradigm, not only individuals trying to escape, right? So we're going to have a lot more to discuss, because we got to deal with all the nitty-gritty stuff like war, conflict, poverty, suffering, because that stuff's real, and enlightenment is the key. Spiritual awareness is the key to solving all of it. So stay tuned. We're going to be having more videos coming at you, and I hope this was useful. See you soon.